Hey guys, Russell Walker back with Best Chicago Wholesale Deals. We're doing our 30-day quick start series, 30 days of videos to your first deal. So what we're talking about, we went over all the marketing channels. Now we're talking about talking to sellers, about negotiations, about how to get the deal closed. Today I'm talking about mindset, which is very, very, very important. It's probably one of the most important things that most investors skip over. They want to know the technical details, and this is how I was too. I was like, give me the technical details on how everything works and I'll do it. But I never knew that mindset was so important, of getting your mind right first before before you start getting deals, you start going on appointments. You gotta get your mindset right first. So what I do, and a lot of my mentors that have mentored me do, they're always aware of their state of mind before talking to sellers, before going on important meetings. And I learned this from Tony Robbins, who's an awesome mentor. I consider him one of my mentors. You want to change your state, right? What we do is if your energy is low, you feel tired, you feel down, I do something what's called get into peak state. Peak state meaning you wake up your body, you wake up your mind, you wake up everything, right? And to get into peak state, what I do is I turn on my favorite music that's high energy that I like, and I basically jump up and down and celebrate like I won the championship, right? Because we all celebrate sports teams and concerts and all that stuff, and why not celebrate your own life, right? So get in the peak state, and you can do this throughout the day. Like if you're, let's say, it's late at night, you got 2 hours left of work, you're falling asleep, you can't keep awake. Get into peak state, right? Like jump up and down, and then you get another hour of energy. I do this throughout the day, anytime I need it. If I'm getting tired, I'll start doing this, right? And then the next thing, your body's awake, your body's alive, and the next thing we do is I teach people to get into a beautiful state, a loving state. God is love, in my opinion, and God, this is a state of love, right? God, getting in a beautiful state. So to get in a beautiful state is we get in a quiet place. We do meditation. We close our eyes, and we go into three moments. We start with one moment that we're truly grateful for, love, and appreciate, and we step into that moment, and we're there. For me, like I will go into the moment when I got married. So I'll close my eyes, and then I'll be there in that moment. In that moment that I got married with my wife, all my friends and family around. Everyone's happy, celebrating, eating, drinking. Everyone's having a good time. And it was just such a loving, grateful moment. And I meditate and I step back into that moment like I'm there. And I see how I feel internally. I see everyone around me. And we do this meditation for about 5 minutes. And you do 3 moments. So after that moment, you'll do a second one. The second moment for me, I would maybe think about the day I got saved, how I felt, or maybe the day I was saved, how I felt, my internal feelings, my internal emotions, what I was doing, people around me. So I would step back into those moments, and then I'm getting into this beautiful, loving state, right? You gotta look at yourself like a magnet, right? So if you're internally angry, mad, frustrated, worried, you're going to detract people away from you. You're going to detract sellers. You're going to detract buyers. People are not going to want to do business with you. But if you're in a loving, grateful, appreciative state of mind, you're going to attract people. You're going to attract money. You're going to attract sellers. You're going to attract buyers. So you got to see yourself as a magnet and always be aware of your state of mind at all times, right? So get into beautiful state by meditating on 3 moments you're grateful for, you love, and appreciate, and step into it. Do this 5 minutes, and do this. I would do it maybe 3 times a day. Maybe you need it 4 times a day. So anytime you are angry, mad, frustrated, worried, get into this beautiful state, right? And the next thing you want to do is focus on your goals and what you want to achieve. And you can do that through meditation as well, where you close your eyes and meditate on 3 things you want to achieve simply by stepping into them. Like I would step into what I want to achieve as far as monthly revenue, what I want to achieve as far as my physical goals, and what you want to achieve as far as anything that you want, right? Because you become what you eventually think about most, right? So if you're thinking about your goals most, you're thinking about your business most, you're thinking about getting in good health most, you're going to get there because you're thinking about it most, right? So, doing these meditations on getting into a beautiful, loving state, and then doing also the meditations on achieving your goals and stepping into them. Like, for example, my goal, if your goal is to live in a 4,000 square foot mansion, have a Range Rover, a loving wife, kids, dogs, and you meditate on that, eventually you're going to get there because you're always thinking about that, right? And I would do this three to four times a day or even more. You gotta, basically, you're training your internal state to basically control your life, right? And this is very important. Like, I would do this 3-4 times. Sometimes I had to do it 6 times a day, right? I need energy. I get into a peak state. I turn on my favorite music. I jump up and down. I wake up my body. If I'm starting to get angry, depressed, mad about something, I get into a beautiful state, right? And then I focus on my goals. If I start seeing like my goals are not being achieved, then I go back to this meditation and I walk into my goals and what I want to achieve, and I'm there in that moment and I've achieved my goals, and I'm doing this all the time, right? And then eventually it becomes subconscious, meaning that you are subconsciously getting into a beautiful state all the time, in a loving state, and you're subconsciously thinking about your goals all the time because, you're training your mind, you're controlling it. That's the thing, is like, your mind is the most powerful thing, right? If you let garbage into your mind, then garbage will come out. If you let anger into you, then anger will come out. If you let love into you, then love will come out. So you have to control your mind and make sure you're aware of your thoughts. If anger, depression, sadness come in, be aware of it and shut it down, and then go back into a loving state, right? So I can't stress enough how important this is. This is one of the most important. This is probably the main reason why we're successful, is because of this alone. So I hope this helps you with your mindset. And before you talk to sellers, before you go on appointments, get into a beautiful state. Make sure your energy level is high. Get into a peak state, beautiful state. And if you're in this state all the time, it's like you're Superman, right? You're like, someone cuts you off in traffic, but you're in this beautiful state. It doesn't matter to you anymore. Where before, maybe you got angry and you got pissed and you're mad, but now it doesn't even touch you because you're in this beautiful, loving state. It doesn't matter anymore, right? And I invite you to share this video with anyone that needs it, like anyone that's depressed, anyone that is sad all the time, lonely, in a depressed state, or maybe in an angry state, right? You control what you think. A lot of people are not aware of that, but you control your mind, because I can go into an angry state right now by thinking about all the bad things. Maybe contractors have stole my money, and I'm going to go and think about it. If I meditate on it, I'm going to get angry, right? But then I can in an instant go into a loving, grateful state by meditating and going into moments in the past where I was fully in love and fully in a loving state, and in an instant I go from anger to love, right? So, a very powerful video. I hope you share it with others that need it.